Hi everyone and welcome. I'm Diane and my passion is painting and creating nature-inspired watercolours in my studio, which are easy for you to do too. I share all my paintings with you on YouTube, and on our website dianeantone.com you can find free downloadable sketches for all the videos to help you make the most of your painting journey. And if you'd like a little bit more, we also have channel memberships with loads of perks for you to enjoy. So welcome on board. Click subscribe and turn on notifications, and let's learn to paint watercolour. Hi everyone, welcome to my studio. Diane here. It's time to do a little bit of an exploration. I'm going to do a little bit of swatching out today. And here I have got, before I do the proper painting that is, here I've got some quinacridone gold, which is a good yellow colour. And I use that a lot. It's a nice clean non-granulating bright yellow colour, as you can see there. And I've also got here a set of Primatek Daniel Smith, and it's a lovely set with 6 beautiful colours, but what it misses, this introductory set misses a yellow. So when you paint with this, if you want anything adjusted, like you need to make these greens and blues into other colours, more greenish, you're going to need a yellow. So I thought it might be interesting to try it out, which I haven't yet done, mixing each of these colours in turn with the quinacridone gold. So I've got just trying to get you all into view here, got myself my little source of quinacridone gold, and I'm going to go along and mix these one by one with, first of all, this is Mayan blue. So we're going to mix Mayan blue with quinacridone gold. So that's interesting, isn't it? That's a lovely green, I would say. Now this is the next colour along, which is jadeite. I mix that with quinacridone gold. Another beautiful green. Different, but beautiful. Okay, now this is amethyst, which is like this. I probably should have shown you what these colours are like, unmixed. That's the Mayan blue, which I think is green, and that's the colour next to it. Mayan blue. And jadeite, and that's mixed with yellow. So this is the amethyst. Now we're going to mix that with some yellow. I'm predicting this is going to be brown. So there we are, amethyst with quinacridone gold gives you a lovely colour, a little bit like burnt sienna. And yes, that is that colour mixed with that colour. This colour mixed with that colour gives you brown. Next one is, this is hematite. No, it isn't. This is hematite. This is basically black. So now we're going to mix that with quinacridone gold. We should get a green, and that's a lovely colour. Look at that. That is quinacridone gold with hematite. Okay, now we've got this one, which is, this is Piemontite, which is a brown. So I'm predicting that when we mix that with quinacridone gold, we're going to get a much rustier colour. And indeed we do. It's not actually that dissimilar from that colour, which is what we got with quinacridone and amethyst. So this is quinacridone and piemontite, whatever. Interesting. And then finally we have this pink colour, rhodonite. Should come up with another orange, shouldn't it? So quinacridone and piemontite, and that gives us a warm orange. Okay, so now we know quinacridone mixed with lots of colours gives us brown. So now I'm going to do a painting. That was fun. Okay, so I want to carry on this experiment with these colours, and so what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to take some quinacridone gold and I'm going to paint some ovals like this, just loosely, and then I'm going to attempt to turn them into birds by adding a little bit of these colours and letting them basically do their own thing. So we'll put some brown and some green and maybe some of this colour perhaps near the top, and just kind of bring the wings out a bit. And then we'll need a beak. So we put a beak there. And we'll see how that goes. He'll need a tail as well. So we're going to want to put a tail down there. And I'm going to make them on a branch here, so they'll need some feet. And I don't know, what do you think? I think it might be quite nice to just have a row of 3 in yellow. And I'm trying to let these kind of develop in their own way. So I'll put some brown on the wings on this one, maybe a little bit more than on the other one. And then perhaps give this one a tail going the other way. And then maybe this one could have a slightly brown head. Little beak, like that. We'll put the eyes in a bit later. And then another one. Just an oval shape. And let's put some green in the bottom of this one a little bit. Maybe give him some green in his wing, perhaps. Like that, and then perhaps the tail like that, maybe. Then we need a beak. We could have them all, just for the heck of it, facing the same way. Then let's make a branch. for them to sit on, and we'll just darken that up with a bit of shadow along the bottom edge there. Oh, I should have said I'm painting on Arches watercolor paper, 100% cotton. I'll just drop in a little bit more shadow on the bottom of the wing of the body there, perhaps. I really don't want to overwork these. And remember we mixed up these nice greens earlier, so we could just drop in some leaves. Just almost single strokes. This one wants his wing a bit more defined there. And we'll just go into the reddish brown and just drop a little bit more in. More green on this one with a little bit more of this, because it's all going to blend. Don't really know where it's going to end up with Arches, because it does a lot of moving around, doesn't it? We can add a little bit more blobs of green into these leaves to make them a little bit more interesting. And practically all these colours, when you mix them with quinacridone, give you a greenish tone. So that's quite handy when it comes to doing leaves, isn't it? You can mix practically any of them together. And then maybe we need a little bit of, this is the brownish colour mixed with the blackish colour. We just drop some of that in. And then maybe a tiny drop more dark on the underside of the beaks. And we need some eyes, and I'm not quite sure at the moment whether that's going to bleed or not. I think it might be okay. That one's bleeding. That one's still wet. So I'll wait a tick for that. And excuse me. At this point, you sort of think to yourself, should I put some sky? Should I put some spatter? You could put a couple of bits of spatter in if you wanted to, I suppose. It's kind of optional. So we'll just let that dry, and then we'll come back in and see where we are. Soften that a bit. Obviously, they need eyes. So I'm going to pick up some darkish, reddish brown kind of colour. It doesn't really matter what colour, a brown, something like that. And we'll just indicate the feet here like that. And then we use the same, I think just a little bit more blackish for the eye. We need to come in and do the eye. It must be dry by now, I should have thought. Okie dokie, so that's a little bit more dark there, perhaps. The brush is getting a bit rubbish at the end, it's not pointed anymore. There we are, a little bit of shadow on the underside of the branch. Okay, so these imaginary birds are now drying quite happily. Maybe I'll add a little bit of quinacridone to the cap of that one and this one. And do something like this, you don't really want to fiddle with it too much. But sometimes a few kind of fairly bold strokes make all the difference. Of course, sometimes it ruins it, but have to be brave. Have to be brave. Lots of greens in these leaves. Nice mixture. Just let that mix and mingle or whatever. So now we have to let that dry, and I think that's probably going to be about it. We'll come back in a second and see. Just soften those lines a bit. So yellow birds. What could they be? They're not really canary yellow, are they? I don't know. Made up. Quinacridone birds. So that's the final painting. I'm not going to do anything else to that. You could, if you wanted to, put a light in the eyes of the birds, but I think they look okay the way they are, and for fear of messing it up, I'm not going to touch it anymore. A nice, light and easy and quick and effective way of painting birds without too much trauma. This is Archie's watercolor paper, which is really good, and the paints are Daniel Smith plus quinacridone gold. And at the beginning of this video, as I showed you, quinacridone gold can take the Daniel Smith Primatek colours to new heights. And even if you've only got this small set of six starter colours, it's worth exploring those and what they can do for you. So there we are. If you need the sketch for this, which you might do if you're not confident at all about drawing, then go along to dianeantone.com and you can download the sketch for free from our website. Information about the paints and everything is in the description below and also on the website. And my Amazon shop has all of the things that I use to paint with in it, so pop along over there to my shop on Amazon. Again, in the description below there's a link. So I hope that's helpful and hope you enjoyed that, or I hope you will enjoy that, and I'll see you again soon. So bye everybody for now. Bye bye.